You want discipline that sticks when days get loud. You want it fast. You have a commute, a team, a family, and a phone that never sleeps. Good news. Discipline is not a personality type. It's a sequence. When the sequence is clear, busy people keep promises to themselves. When the sequence is messy, even free people drift. Think of discipline like a doorway. You pass through it each morning. If the doorway is narrow and obvious, you pass through without debate. If the doorway is wide and vague, your mind negotiates. Negotiation burns time and willpower. Stoics solve this with small rituals that mark beginnings and endings. They didn't wait for motivation. They built edges. We'll do the same in 9 minutes. Today's tool is gates and bells. A gate starts a mode on purpose. A bell ends it before it decays. This is not mystical, it's practical. You repeat 2 or 3 cues until your body knows them by feel. The cues carry you when your head is noisy. Here is the core problem we face in 2025. Mornings smear into one long scroll. We eat while answering pings. We read bad news before our first glass of water. We start work with a dozen tabs and no plan. None of this means you lack grit. It means your day has no doors. Without doors, everything leaks. Habit 1 is a wake gate. Keep it simple. Water, light, body, words. Drink a glass of water. Open the curtain or turn on a bright lamp. Do 1 minute of easy movement. Neck rolls, shoulder circles, 10 slow squats, then say a short line out loud. Start steady. Use that exact phrase every day. The phrase matters less than the repeat. It's the door frame. Habit 2 is a phone bell. Delay the phone for 15 minutes. Not forever. Just long enough for you to enter the day on your terms. Put the charger outside the bedroom if possible. If not, place the phone face down on a shelf and set a cheap kitchen timer. When the timer rings, the bell opens the digital door. Until then, no peeking. You are not relying on willpower. You are obeying a bell. Add habit 3, the single input window. When the bell allows the phone, choose 1 input, not 5, 1 inbox, or 1 chat, or 1 news brief. 3 minutes. 1 pass. No rabbit holes. The rule is simple. 1 window, 1 review. When you finish, close it. Tell yourself, more later. This tiny boundary stops the early spiral. Let me put this in a kitchen story. Maya has 2 kids and a hybrid job. Her mornings used to start with doom scrolling under a blanket. She felt behind by 6:45. We set up gates and bells. Wake gate. Water. Light. 1 minute of movement. Start steady. Phone bell. Timer on the stove for 15 minutes. Single input window. When it rings, 1 pass through calendar only. The first week felt odd. Her hands kept reaching. The second week felt lighter. Breakfast felt like breakfast again. Her day still had fires. But the fires were outside the door, not in her head. Another scene. Omar lives alone and works late. He believed he was not a morning person. He also believed he needed a complicated routine to change that. We went the other way. His wake gate is water from a cup he sets on the sink at night. Light from the kitchen strip, and 30 seconds of calf raises while the kettle hums. He says, start steady. Phone bell is a $6 timer stuck to the fridge. Single input window is a 3-minute review of his top task list, not email. He keeps the same mug, the same spot on the counter, the same sequence. He felt silly for 4 days. On day 5, it felt like autopilot. Autopilot is the point. Why does this work? Your nervous system likes repetition. Repetition lowers the energy tax of starting. When starting costs less, you start more often. When you start more often, You keep small promises. Small promises stack into real identity. I am someone who begins on purpose. Stoics would call this training the ruling part. We can call it making mornings sane. Common objections surface. I don't have time. Gates and bells take 2 minutes. It won't stick. It will if the cues are physical and visible. Put the glass where you see it. Put the timer where you cook. Put the sticky note with start steady where your feet land. It's too basic. Good. Basic scale when life is crowded. Fancy fails under stress. A word about interruptions. Kids wake early. Partners need help. Teams ping. Fine. The gate still opens. You still drink the water and open the light. If you can't do a minute of movement, do 10 seconds. Say the line anyway. The bell still rings at 15 minutes. If you miss the single input window, run it later. The point is not perfection. The point is edges. Edges hold even when the day bends. Use gates and bells during transitions too. Before you open your laptop, run a work gate. Stand. Both feet flat. 2 slow breaths. Say start steady, then open. Close with a work bell. Close the lid. Stand up. Take a sip of water. Look out a window for 20 seconds. The act is small. The effect is large. You prevent modes from bleeding into each other. Your attention stops fraying at the edges. Now your micro move. It takes under 3 minutes. Do it now. Place a full glass by the sink. Place a sticky note that reads "Start steady" on the bathroom mirror or floor. Put a timer where you make breakfast. Move your phone charger outside the bedroom or to a shelf you cannot reach from bed. Tomorrow morning, walk the sequence. Water, light, 1 minute of movement. Say the line. Start the 15-minute timer. When it rings, choose one input for 3 minutes. Then close it. You just built your first doorway. Close with a calm cadence. Discipline starts as a room you enter, not a mood you chase. Build the door. Honor the bell. The rest of this routine will hang from that frame. You open the day. You feel steady for 5 minutes. Then your mind tries to control the weather, your boss's calendar, and the stock market all before coffee. You're not broken. You're running the wrong order. Fix the order, and your head quiets. Today's tool is the split sheet. 2 columns, control and no control. Stoics split the world this way well before sticky notes existed. We apply it to the next 6 minutes of your morning. This habit turns vague worry into a short list of levers. You pull the levers, you leave the rest alone. Over time, this becomes a reflex. Here's the move. After your wake gate and phone bell, take 2 minutes with a pen. Draw a vertical line on a card. On the left, write what you can start without permission. Use verbs you can touch. Draft, call, block, pack, send, check, stretch. On the right, write externals you can only influence or must accept. Other people's timing, macro news, algorithm changes, yesterday's outcome, approval. Be blunt. Name the thing and stop there. Then choose one left side lever. Circle it. Take a 60-second starter action. Open the document. Title it with today's date. Paste 3 bullets. Or send a 1-line note. Brief draft at 10:20. Comment by 10:40. Starting is the medicine. You'll feel the knot loosen as your hand moves. Let's see it at a kitchen table. Serena runs operations and wakes to a message. Leadership might cut scope. Her stomach tightens. Old Serena would stew, scroll, and catastrophize. New Serena makes her split sheet. Left. Map 2 scope options. Outline impact. Schedule check-in. Right. Leadership's final decision. Exact budget. Rumor swirl. She circles map 2 scope options. Opens a note and lists 3 bullets. Then she sends 2 options with trade-offs by noon. The external remains external. Serena's effort becomes internal again. Home life works the same way. Alex gets a text from his brother. Mom says you forgot about Sunday. Heat rises. He draws a tiny split sheet on a sticky note. Left. Offer 2 call times. Confirm plan in writing. Set reminder. Right. Mom's mood. Brother's tone. Past mistakes. He replies, can chat at 5:30 or 7 today. I'll confirm Sunday after that. He sets a reminder. He does not relitigate last year. The sticky note stays under his mug, a pocket boundary. Why does this reduce noise? Because emotion follows judgment. When you judge an external as internal, your body pumps energy into a wall. When you place it on the right, your body stands down. When you pick a left side lever, your body channels energy into movement. Behavioral science is dry about it. Labeling lowers arousal. Simple plans reduce rumination. Small progress produces calm. Stoics were dry about it too. They cared about conduct, not drama. Your split sheet is not a wish list. Keep it short. 5 to 8 items total is enough. Be specific. Work on project is wool. Write the first 3 bullets as thread. Thread pulls you forward. Wool mats you down. What about important goals? Some live on the right today and move left through habit. Promotion is right. Ship a weekly 1-page update anyone can scan in 30 seconds is left. Run the left for 8 weeks. Watch the right inch closer. The sheet keeps you honest. It also builds leverage line by line. Teams can run a split sheet moment at the start of stand-up. 30 seconds. What can we actually move today? Capture 3 left side levers. Park the rest. Meetings shrink when they stop trying to bend physics. A short story from a crowded morning. Nina is late. Her child can't find shoes. Slack pings. Old Nina spirals and snaps. New Nina breathes once and forms the split sheet in her head. Left, put shoes by door. Send running 10 late message. Pack the snack. Right. Traffic. Colleague's reaction. Teacher's schedule. She drops the text, sets the shoes and moves. Overthinking loses its handle because the handle moved to her hands. Now your micro move. Take 2 minutes. Draw the line. Write 3 lefts and 3 rights for this morning. Circle 1 left. Do a 60-second starter step now. Open the doc, set the timer. Or send a 1-line anchor message. If a right side worry screams, write it on a scrap and place it in a small bowl. Touch the rim and say, stone. That's it. Close the card and set it by your keyboard. Close with a steady line. You don't need control of everything. You need a clear grip on something. The split sheet gives that grip in 2 minutes. Keep it near. Reach for it before your mind reaches for panic. By 8:30, the day starts replying to you. A client sends a sharp note. A coworker drops a surprise quick question. Your teen says, "You forgot again." Your body surges before your head checks the facts. That surge isn't the enemy. Acting during the surge is. Today's tool is the 3D sequence. Delay, define, do. It turns heat into clean action in well under 3 minutes. You pause long enough to choose. You name what happened without drama. You take one small step that helps. You run it at home, at work, and in your inbox without a meeting or a meditation app. Start with delay. 10 slow breaths through your nose. Exhale longer than you inhale. Stand up if possible. Put both feet on the ground. Roll your shoulders once. Drink water. Look at a far object for a few seconds. That's about 60 to 70 seconds. Your pulse eases. Your face softens. You bought the wiser part of you a seat at the table. Next is define. Use a neutral sentence a camera would agree with. A client asked for clarity. I received an early meeting request. My child pointed out a miss. Keep it plain. No character labels. No future predictions. Neutral words, lower charge. Low charge improves judgment. Then do. Choose a 60-second action that moves things forward and limits fresh damage. Draft 2 calm lines in notes, not email. Ask one clean question. Block 10 minutes on the calendar to write the full response. Send a brief "I'll share a simple update by 11:30. Your hands move. The surge drains into useful motion. A work story. Priya reads, "This plan still doesn't make sense." Her chest tightens. Old Priya would reply with a wall of text. New Priya runs 3D. Delay. 10 breaths matching the rhythm of her steps to the window. Define. A stakeholder wants clarity. Do. She writes, "I'll send a one-pager at 2, with milestones, risks, and owners. Anything specific you want covered?" She blocks 20 minutes. The reply comes back. Great. Include testing timeline. The fire becomes a checklist. Home story. Mateo gets, "Where did you put the forms?" At 7:05. He wants to snap. Delay. 8 breaths while the kettle warms. Define. A form is missing. Do. Check kitchen drawer and car by 7:20. He replies, "I'll check the drawer now and the car at 7:20. The tone stays civil. Breakfast stays edible. Social media is a practice field. You read a snide comment. Delay. Lock the phone and set it face down. Define. A stranger posted an opinion. Do. Mute. Then write 2 sentences for my brief. You traded a fight. You can't win for a result you can ship. Meetings too. A voice jumps in with, "This won't scale." Delay. Inhale, then jot 1 word park. Define. New concern introduced. Do. Let's finish this item. Then capture options and owners. You protect the agenda while acknowledging input. Why does this sequence work so fast? Because physiology drives thinking early in the day. Delay changes physiology. Define changes appraisal. Do changes behavior. And behavior feeds back into calmer physiology. Stoics called it guarding first impressions. We call it not making your morning worse. Make the 3D sequence visible. Place a small card by your laptop. Delay. Define. Do. Tape it to a cabinet. Teach it to your team and your kids in simple words. Pause. Name. Move. The more you see it, the faster it runs when you need it. Common pushback appears. I don't have time to breathe. You don't have time to clean up avoidable messes either. 90 seconds saves 90 minutes. I'll look weak if I don't answer right away. You look strong when you answer usefully. I tried once and forgot later. That's why we post the card. A manager variant helps it scale during a tense thread. Right. I'll share a simple summary by 3. Until then, pausing replies. You run delay for the whole group. Then define the issue in 1 neutral line. Then do by sending the crisp summary when you said you would. People relax when someone holds cadence. Your micro move now. Set a 90-second timer. Pick 1 heat point from this morning. Delay. Breathe until the timer hits 45 seconds. Define. Write 1 neutral sentence. Do. Take 1 60-second step open the doc. Schedule a block. Or draft 2 lines in notes. Stop. Notice your shoulders. That's the feeling of power returning to your hands. Close with a quiet reminder, you can feel everything and still act well. Delay buys choice. Define brings truth. Do builds trust. Run 3D whenever the day grabs you by the collar. Even with better starts and calmer replies, your mind still writes scary stories. A calendar invite becomes a verdict. A quiet channel becomes a conspiracy. A frown becomes a future. None of these are facts. They are first drafts. First drafts come fast and bad. Today's tool is the Stoic Ladder. Fact, reframe, action. It's a 3-step climb you can do in 90 seconds with a pen. You separate what happened from what you guessed. You pick a frame that helps good behavior. You take one visible step that makes the day better. Do this twice a morning and your head stops chasing shadows. Begin with fact. Write what a camera would record. 2 messages from boss before 8. Calendar holds a meeting titled Resourcing. Partner was short at breakfast. That's it. The camera does not record motives. Keep motives out of your sentence. Then reframe. Choose a meaning that is honest and useful. Too early messages means urgency. I can bring clarity. Resourcing means trade-offs. I can prepare options. Short tone means stress. I can ask a plain question. The reframe is not spin. It's a selection that supports conduct you respect. Then action. One thing. Visible and small. Draft a 3-bullet update. Prepare 2 staffing options and note trade-offs. Ask, long morning or something I can fix? The action you choose should be finishable in under 5 minutes or schedulable in under 1. Let's watch it at work. Daria sees a surprise invite. Numbers. Her stomach drops. Fact. A meeting labeled numbers is on the calendar for 9:45. Reframe. They need a clean view. I can provide it. Action. Prepare a 1-page sheet. What improved? What slipped? 2 adjustments. She prints it and places it by the laptop. She still feels nerves, but the nerves carry a job, not a story. Home version. Malik notices his partner quiet at the table. Fact. Few words at breakfast. Reframe. They might be tired. I can offer a check-in. Action. Ask at 7:15. Want help or quiet? Many mornings the answer is quiet. Malik's offers quiet. The story dissolves because he replaced it with a question. Money worry. A bank app shows a surprise fee. Fact. Fee posted yesterday. Reframe. It might be an error. I can ask support. Action. Open chat. Request details. Set a 10-minute block to follow up. The spiral ends in a ticket number and a plan. A parent scene. Your teen says, "You always forget." You want to argue your record. Fact. A pickup was missed yesterday. Reframe. We need a better trigger. Action. Set a 4:45 alarm labeled Leave Now and place keys on the shoes. You teach yourself to solve with systems, not speeches. Use the ladder with teams. Start morning huddle with 3 facts from yesterday. Then a single reframe that sets direction. Then, actions with owners. The culture shifts from drama to design. People stop performing stress and start doing work. Questions come up. Won't reframing hide the truth? No. It reveals a bigger one. The truth includes what helps you act well. What if the fact is painful? Then hold it gently and still pick a frame that preserves your values. What if I can't think of a frame? Borrow one. This is hard, and I can take 1 step. Now your micro move. 2 minutes. Pick a present worry. Write 1 sentence for each rung. Fact, reframe, action. Then spend 60 seconds starting the action now. Open the doc, make the call. Lay the shoes by the door. When done, look at the object you moved. That is the new story. Close with a steady cadence. You can't stop first drafts. You can finish them responsibly. Fact gives ground. Reframe gives leverage. Action gives progress. Climb those 3 rungs and the morning stays yours. You've opened the day with gates and bells. You've aimed effort with a split sheet. You've cooled spikes with 3D. You've corrected stories with the ladder. Now you lock discipline into identity. You do that through the inner scorecard. Principles and proofs. Not ideals and hopes. Not quotes on a wall. Proofs on a counter. Here's the idea. You pick 3 principles for the next 24 hours. You write 1 tiny proof for each. Proofs take 15 minutes or less. Proofs are visible. When you finish a proof, you have a receipt. The receipt is the point. It shifts your mood from chasing outcomes to honoring character. That mood lasts. It survives inbox storms. Pick principles that affect how you move, not how you win. Clarity, timeliness, stewardship, kindness, presence, courage. Choose 3. Then write proofs you can complete before lunch. Send the 1-paragraph status by 9. Leave the kitchen better than I found it. Ask for direct feedback on the red flag. Keep them small. Small is repeatable. Repeatable is durable. Place these proofs inside a 9-minute routine you can keep even on hard days. Here's the flow. Minute 1. Wake gate. Water. Light. 1 minute of movement. Start steady. Minute 2. Phone. Bell starts. During this minute, write your 3 principles and 1 proof per principle on a card. Minute 3. Split sheet. Draw the line. List 3 lefts and 3 rights. Circle 1 left. Minute 4. Starter action on the circled left. Open the doc. Title it. Paste 3 bullets. Minute 5. 3D. Sequence drill on the hottest item. Breathe. Name. Take 1 small step. Minute 6. Stoic ladder on 1 live worry. Fact. Reframe. Action. Start 60 seconds of that action. Minute 7. Inner scorecard check. Look at your 3 proofs. Start 1 for 60 seconds. Minute 8. Note your gate and bell for the first deep work block. Write open blinds. 2 breaths. Start at 9:15. Bell. Stand. Water. Window. Place the bell object where you will see it. Minute 9. Single input window. When the phone bell rings, pick 1 input for 3 minutes. 1 pass. Close it. Begin your first real block. That's the routine. It flexes. If you only have 6 minutes, cut the single input window and do it later. If you only have 5, run gate, split sheet, 3D on the biggest heat, and write 1 proof. If you have more time, stretch the ladder into a full page. The power is in the order, not the clock. Let me show 2 lives. First, she manages HR and shares a small apartment with a sister and a dog. Mornings bounce. She used to open email in bed, then rush, then hurry all day. We installed the 9-minute routine. She keeps a small stack of index cards by the kettle. She runs water. Says start steady. She writes principles and proofs. Runs a 2-minute split sheet. Starts 1 left side action and breathes through 3D on the testy thread. She uses the ladder on interview fell through. Reframes to reschedule options and drafts that note. Her phone bell rings. She checks calendar only. By 9:10, her posture is different. She didn't do more. She did first things first. Second, Diego. He is a nurse with early shifts and no quiet office. He keeps the routine, but trims it to fit. Wake gate is water from a bottle. bright bathroom light. 10 wall push-ups. Start steady. Split sheet goes on a folded napkin during coffee. 3D happens in the hallway before he calls a family back. Ladder runs in his head. Fact, reframe, action. Inner Scorecard sits on a tiny card in his pocket. Calm, clear, on time. Proofs. Vital signs by 7:30. Simple update to each family. Chart as I go. 9 minutes is enough to set a tone for 12 hours. Make proofs public where it helps. A manager might say at stand-up, "My proofs today. Status by 9. 2 customer callbacks before noon. Feedback request by 3. At day's end, share receipts, not just outcomes. People trust what they can see." Common traps to avoid. Don't choose glamorous proofs that depend on others. Keep them in your hands. Don't write 10 proofs. Write 3. Don't beat yourself up when you miss. Record the miss and adjust the next proof. Miss the status. Tomorrow by 8 to 45. The scorecard is a compass, not a whip. Do this now. Your micro move takes 3 minutes. Grab a card. Write 3 principles for today. Draft 1 proof for each. Start 1 proof for 60 seconds. Open a doc. Place the lunch in your bag. Send the calm status line. Circle the one you began. Put the card under your mouse or on your fridge. You just turned identity from a slogan into a set of small deeds. Close the series with a plain truth. Discipline that lasts is not heroic. It is humble, short, and physical. You build edges. You sort what you can move. You pause when heat hits. You choose a better story. You prove your values with small acts. 9 minutes starts it. The rest of the day keeps it going.